All right, ladies and gents, I'm back for another fabulous adventure. Just crossed the state line into Maine from New Hampshire, down Pond Road, and I saw a coyote on my way in. That was pretty cool. So I'm starting off over here on the Notch Trail, which is right behind me here. The parking area is pretty small. You could also park in the field over there. I kind of wanted the shady spot. I came down by the creek. Check it out. Creeks are pretty dry here in New Hampshire and Maine. I don't know if this is normal flow, but the creeks in New Hampshire were pretty dry, so still beautiful. Just so you guys know, this part of the country is experiencing an oppressive heat wave right now. When I arrived yesterday in New Hampshire, it was 91. Actually, the dash said 97, but the forecast was 91. It's supposed to be around 88 up here at the Mahoosuc Notch, so it's pretty hot. It's supposed to break today, and there's supposed to be some storms rolling through, at least in the mountains, the higher mountains over there in New Hampshire, which is why I postponed my traverse on the Presidential Ridge for a couple days. I didn't want to be up in the bad weather up there like I had to abort last year because of bad weather that came through. So, but this time I'm going to do it because the forecast is calling for really clear skies thereafter. So, gonna give me an excuse to do the whole thing. All right, I gotta be careful out here. Look what I stumbled upon. Look at how deep that impression is. That hoof print. That is a moose. It is almost the size of my hand. So they have been known to be dangerous towards people, the males anyway. I guess the females with calves, the males can, when they're in a rut, they can be aggressive and do some damage. So I gotta be watchful of that. So anyway, there's a lot of moose up here in Maine, and I've got mosquitoes swarming me, so I gotta keep moving. Boggy areas are why there's so many mosquitoes. And this brush is thick. Man, if you wanted to hide in here, this would be a good place to hide. It is thick timbers in here. Just overgrown. I've reached a junction with the AT. That is the southbound trail. And this is the way I'm going northbound. I'm gonna wrap it around with the Speck Pond Trail. Doesn't show up on the Gaia map, but it's on the AllTrails map. I just got on the AT here at the junction and went down into this ravine, and the notch is starting soon. I just wanted to show you that it is moss-covered boulders, and it's going up, and it is way cooler just in this little ravine. It feels refreshing because I was sweating because it is hot out here. Who would think that the further you go north, the hotter it gets? It's much cooler where I'm from in North Carolina. I think the high's been in the upper 70s there. And the high in New Hampshire and Maine's been in the 90s. Who would have thought? First look at the notch. You see, that's no joke. This is just the start of it. It's boulder scrambling in, under, and over boulders for, I think it's just over a mile. It takes most people about an hour. I didn't bring a belt, so my shorts are sagging. So that's not gonna make it any easier. Well, that's where the boulders came from. There's the cliff right there. Whew. Yeah, I don't think this is the official start of the Mahoosuc Notch. It might be, I don't know. I heard somebody comment that it's a half a mile of a few boulders before you get to the actual really difficult stuff. So if that's the case, I've already been slowed down dramatically compared to my normal pace. I'm in for a treat. All right, you see, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. No pun intended. I gotta climb up there. I'll call it the window, because it's gonna be narrow and it's gonna be tight. I can do it though. Which way to go? I'm going up this way. Yeah, finding my way. Supposed to be white blazes on the boulders. I've only seen one or two blazes. Anyway. Some drop-offs here. This isn't as bad as it looks, as long as the rock's not wet. Not too bad.
So much food.
Alright, I'm done with the Mahoosuc Notch. Took an hour and a half to go a little over a mile. So that's pretty extreme. Now, going up the Mahoosuc Arm is an ass kicker. 1,500 feet of elevation gain in 1.5 miles up to Speck Pond campsite. Well, I think the campsite's a little further, but it's 1,500 feet in 1.5 miles. That's no joke. The trails here in New England are butt kickers. So, it's a good thing I've been training. Had some company through the notch too. Through hiker by the name of Fallout. Good company. So, always nice to have somebody with you through the tough sections, because people say, don't do it alone, you might get hurt. Nobody else is around. You know the rest from there. So anyway, good luck on your through hike, Fallout. Trail kind of meanders up the mountain, so my best advice to you, so you don't get off path, is to follow the dirt. There's no blazes, none that I've seen anyway. I guess I need to come out here and blaze it. But you just follow that dirt path right up there. Don't follow the rocks, that's too steep. Others have commented on the AllTrails app about that too, how hard it is to follow in places. And my guess is, besides the notch, they'd be talking about this. This shit's wearing me out. Straight up. This whole section, straight up. If you like hard trails, this is the one for you. All the trails in New England are hard. I've not done them all, but I've read that if you want to do like the 4,000ers in New Hampshire, for instance, be prepared for a workout. Whew. This one is no joke. Whew. Trail is beautiful up here. Whew. Yeah, it was a lot of work though to get here, but paid off with some great views. Walking these rocks. Almost to the pond. That's pretty awesome. Looks like rain is falling down over there. Definitely looks like rain. Alright, made it to the speck pond and the shelter's nearby. So I'm going to get on the other trail here soon and head back to the car. I want to show you guys the speck pond campsite shelter. It is really nice. It sleeps quite a few people. It's really clean. Probably be buggy here tonight though, near the pond. Well, this really sucks. I feel sorry for the through hikers because that water is barely flowing. And I'm down to a half a liter, so I'm gonna need it because I have about 5 to 7 miles left according to AllTrails. So I'm gonna see what I can get out of this. Neither AllTrails nor Gaia shows that there's a creek here. And it's got a flow, so I'm going to use it because I didn't get enough water at that spring back there that I showed you, since it was not flowing much. So I was a little concerned, but I'm going to get some water because I still have a little over 3 miles. All right, I'm walking this North Pond Road is the final segment of this hike. Back to the car, 1 3/4 miles once you get on North Pond Road. And that's a good reason why I'm not on the Traverse. Forecast is true. Those clouds look ominous and I could hear thunder. I would not want to be up there in that. So anyway, I think I'm gonna start jogging this here in a minute. It's gonna be a half a mile longer than what AllTrails says. AllTrails says 10 miles or 9.9 miles. It's going to be 10.50 according to what it's saying I have left. So I'm just going to run it. I'll tell you, it's the longest 10.5 miles I've done since last year when I was up here and did the traverse, or attempted to do the traverse. So anyway, that's gonna be a wrap from me for now.